Hey guys, this is Damien with SauceBoss Gaming, and today we're going to talk about Scarlet Nexus. In Scarlet Nexus, you play as Yuito Sumeragi and Kasane Randall. Both of these characters have very unique backgrounds, and you'll have to play through both of their stories to get a complete idea of everything that's going on in the story. So this is going to be my hot take of the story. Basically, Yuito and Kasane are members of the Others Suppression Force, better known as the OSF, which is a military group that has psychic powers, and they go and use these powers to fight the Others. The Others are aliens that come down and try to take human brains. Some are small, some are really big and powerful. Bottom line, it's the OSF's job to take them out. So overall, I think the story was pretty solid. Like I said earlier, you have two characters and two perspectives when you pick those characters. So my first playthrough was with Yuito, and I've played through the whole game, saw the credits, all that stuff, but I only have one perspective. So the next time I play, I'm going to play as Kasane and get the full picture. Now, when you do play the game, you can kind of fill in the pieces by reading some of the logs within the game, but I think what was intended is for you to play as both characters. Not these guys, you don't get to play as them. Now, one of my only gripes when it comes to the story is the fact that not every scene is fully animated. There was quite a few scenes that just had a static image with a voiceover and text at the bottom. Some people can get past this. Me personally, I just feel like it's 2021 and we could have every scene fully animated if, we really wanted. Now, I'm not on the development team, so this could have been a bigger issue. Who knows? But from a personal standpoint, I would have preferred more animated scenes so you could see everything played out. On the other hand, this game has a dedicated anime with fully acted out scenes. So despite what I said earlier, I feel like the inclusion of an anime was a great choice. For starters, you get to see the story from both sides at once, so it's easier to follow. And also, you get to see all of the action scenes played out. So I thought that was a cool addition and a good choice. Also, another little fun fact is if you watch the anime, there's little codes that you could find to use in-game and get different items and money and things like that to help you out or customize your character. Bottom line, this was a great addition. I do think they should have had this stuff in the game, but just the fact that there's a quality anime with all this extra stuff included was a great idea, and I hope they do this in more Bandai games revolving around anime and stuff like that. Now, when you first start Scarlet Nexus, you have pretty basic moves that anyone who's played an action game will be used to. It's not until you get into a few minutes into the game, maybe about 30 minutes in there, to where the game really starts to show off what makes it unique, and that's the psychic powers. Now, right off the bat, both main characters have the power of psychokinesis. So you're able to lift things up in the environment, throw them at opponents, use your psychokinesis to throw objects in between combos to extend it, and even throw large objects over time to get a lot of extra damage. So the cool thing about combat is you're able to borrow abilities from other characters. You don't play as those characters directly, but you can borrow their powers to help you when you're fighting. And it's cool because you have about 9 abilities to access, and whatever you do with them just boils down to your creativity when it comes to combat. So combat by itself is pretty straightforward, but when you add the aspect of using other abilities, it adds another layer. On top of that, you also have a very expansive skill tree to help you improve other areas of combat and just make you that much stronger when playing the game. Aside from SAS, you do have things in the environment that you can interact with to do extra damage to enemies. And this is where you get those cinematic attacks that you saw in the trailer. They do a lot of damage and it's just really cool to look at. Also, there's another feature called brain drive, which gives you a buff to all of your abilities and again just adds to that anime aspect. So another cool aspect of Scarlet Nexus is the bond system, which is kind of like Confidants in Persona 5. But in this game, how you work on that is you have a hideout for both characters, and in between missions, you're able to chill out and go on little adventures with your teammates or give them gifts. Regardless, when you do this, at a certain point, their bond level is going to increase and you unlock other abilities that you could use with that character or strengthen their psychic abilities by themselves. So just to give you an example, here's a character who I've taken the time to max out their bonds and afterwards become super powerful. Another side little tidbit is you are able to fully customize your layout as far as where you want your psychic abilities. But going back to the powers, as you level characters up, you get combo visions and assault visions, which, like I said, are different things to help you with your combos where you pull in other characters and do a little extra damage. Now, when you get enemies to a certain point, you're able to do a crush, which is a very flashy insta-kill move. Over time, you'll be able to put together your abilities and do lots of creative things, whether or not you're just using SAS, combo vision, assault vision, whatever. There's a lot of creativity in this game. So another cool feature of this game is the brain field. And long story short, when you use brain field, you're connected to the SAS completely and it just pushes your powers to the limit. So you create this large area where you're able to use your powers to the max, and on paper it's super awesome. Not only can the main character use it, but certain bosses will use it, and there's limitations that happen when you're in someone else's brain field. So it kind of plays out like an anime power-up. If the boss uses it, then you have to work around it. If you're using it, you get a bunch of extra power. Now, here's the drawback with using brain field to where the game balances it out. You have a time limit for how long you could use brain field, and you could increase the time limit through the skill tree and things like that. But bottom line, when you get low on time, you start to notice that the screen gets disoriented and it's hard to tell what's going on. And the reason for that is if you stay in the brain field for too long, you can lose your mind and die. And that's a story piece, but also it plays out that way in combat. So you get a huge power boost when you use this ability, but at the same time, if you use it too long, you can die instantly and get a game over. So it's one of those things where it helps you in the moment, but there is a sacrifice if you're not paying attention, and, you know, no pun intended, you get drunk with power. So I really like this. It reminded me of Devil May Cry, and I thought it was a nice little feature to add into the game. Aside from combat, you are able to fully customize your characters, at least with 3 different slots. And one thing I liked about this is whatever you put on your character as far as customization, it shows up in cutscenes and in battle. So again, a nice little touch. Overall, I had a lot of fun with Scarlet Nexus. Like I said earlier, I enjoyed the cutscenes, but didn't like the fact that some of them weren't fully acted out like you're seeing right now. But aside from that, the gameplay is solid. Everything was fun. I love the fact that there's an anime tied to this, so you could experience the story another way. It's a lot of positives that go along with this game, and I hope they make a second one down the line. If anything, I just hope that they improve on some of the side quests, because they felt a little irrelevant at times because it was so easy to get certain items. But other than that, I mean, this is a solid game. I recommend it for anybody that's looking for a nice action game with RPG elements. This is definitely one you want to pick up, and I don't think most people will be disappointed. If you take it for what it is, this is the first of its kind for right now. So, you know, just give it a shot. It's definitely a fun game. If you can catch it on sale, go ahead and pick it up. But definitely pick up Scarlet Nexus if you get the chance. That's all I have for today, guys. I really hope you liked the video. And if you did like the video, or you like anything else I do, please make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, because we're really trying to grow the channel. And check me out next time with my next review. Again, hopefully you guys liked it. And if you did, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Come on already. Stretch those red strings out to me. The world is out of time. You need to kill me if there's going to be anything left worth saving.